So this is one of my favorite passing systems, which is a little bit more unorthodox. So a lot of people, when they approach passing the open guard, they grab the legs and they circle from the outside in Toreando, or they trap a leg to HQ and knee cut. And I like both of these and they're very effective. But another one I like to do is actually to step in the center and focus on splitting the legs. This is really fatiguing for their hips when you kind of spread the legs apart like this, and it's very hard for them to create offense. So the first thing I do is if I'm back, my opponent's legs can loop a lot and it's hard to control the legs. So what I do is I kind of step in deep to the leg here, and it makes it harder for him to loop his leg. Often he's going to grab my ankle to go to De La Riva guard or something, and I'm going to use my right hand to just kind of control the shin. My left hand here, and I'll turn this way a little bit. My left hand here, I'm going to come in on the ankle and a C grip here on the inside. This makes it hard for him to keep driving his shin into me. From here, what I do is I keep this pushed. He'll often grab my collar or something, right? And I'm going to step my shin back and get my shin on the inside of his shin here. Right? From here, I now switch my left hand back up to the pant leg and I start pressing both out and back. This makes it very difficult for him to bring his leg back in. Bring your knee back in really tight. See, he gets really stuck here. From here, it's very hard to do anything. It's super fatiguing on the hip. They have a few different responses. If he just stays here stiff arming, I'll eventually push this to the floor. I can step over it, trap, knee cut, come into top of half guard. But what often happens is they start to panic and they'll pull on the collar. When he pulls, there's no frame. I drop chest to chest, get a cross face, come through and finish a pass here. The other common response when we're here is I'll be like this, I get this position, is he starts to panic, so he wants to break this grip. But to break this, he really has to kick hard, so he's going to overextend the leg, and again, I drop and come in hard on the cross face here. Sometimes when I enter, he might be looking for my sleeve early like this, so I back up a little bit so it's harder to reach my sleeve, and again, I get this so far back when I grab. Now, if he keeps reaching for that again, he's going to end up giving this drop pass here, and I can build. Even if I'm in other positions, this works as just a good general way to approach passing the open guard. So like if I step in and he goes to like a lasso or something, right? As long as I'm splitting the legs here and I have this grip on the inside, it's very hard for him to create offense. So you start moving this leg like that. It's very hard to find anywhere to go. And this can turn into stacks, can turn into knee cuts, and a lot of different options. So now I'm going to include some sparring footage showing this system being used in action. If you guys like the content, as always, to help support the channel, like, share, subscribe. Thanks a lot. All right, so the first clip here, I'm starting from a Toreando pass. He defends and kind of goes into a stack. I end up backing out and he comes down into a De La Riva position. So the first thing I do is I start stepping my left shin in here to try to block his leg out, and I get a good grip on his pant leg. He goes to break my grip, I break that because I don't quite have the leg back far enough, and he breaks my grip, I can't push the leg out then. So now I get the grip and I get the pant leg back far enough. Now at this point on my shin, it's gonna be very difficult for him to break it. So here he goes, he looks for both sleeves, because when you get stuck in that position, you kind of get frozen and it's hard to move. So he goes for both sleeves and he ends up trying to pull on my wrist to break the grip, but I time that break with the drop here and come into the club and finish. From here, actually when I drop, this can happen sometimes, I trapped his leg under my right shin. So when I progress over to mount here, you can't see it, but my right leg is already over his arm. So I'm gonna throw all the way over straight to a triangle choke, and I get the finish there. Next clip, I'm stepping in, so I actually give him the sleeve grip on my left arm, and I end up in a far side collar sleeve position. Here, what I like to do is, if I can, I try to pin that far leg to the floor. It's a little bit harder if he already has it in the bicep, but I kind of caught it early. So I get that far leg pinned to the floor, and here I'm starting to loop his sleeve with my left hand. He switched his left hand to my ankle, so I can't step out, so I'm trying to break this grip. Once I break this grip, we're going to end up being in a full De La Riva position right there. And now again, I go for that inside ankle grip, but he got his leg really close to me first, so I couldn't get it. So I have to start pushing on the pant leg first. I lose my balance a little bit here, but now I get that shin inside. And here he pulls really hard to the right, and I transition this into a knee cut pass. Come in here, I get the lapel and the elbow, and I always try to maintain this high chest over chest position because it's very hard for him to create any wiggle room to get out. There, I control the other lapel, and I end up coming up to knee on belly to finish, and go through there, start working to mount. Now I'm starting to enter in here. I give him De La Riva again. I start with the ankle. like this. Sometimes if you start too high on the pant grip, they can break the grip first. The ankle grip is further back, so it's hard to reach. So now I get that shin position, it's kind of settled, his leg has nowhere to go, and I'm gonna make the switch up to the pant leg right here. Now I have the pant leg and I start getting it to press behind, so now he's stuck. He goes up to the collar and he keeps a nice stiff arm. When they're stiff arming, it can be hard to drop, so here often I'll end up switching to knee cuts or other passes. So here he holds this, and I think he ends up letting go with the left hand because slowly his hip is getting cooked here, and he's gonna let go with his left hand to try to break my grip on my right arm on his left side. As soon as he does that, I can now step out and go for a Toreando pass right there. Come into side control and start working up to mount. Okay, next clip, I'm actually starting a guard here. I get a far side collar sleeve. I'm gonna end up sweeping him. I come up on top and immediately he goes for my tricep grip and shoots a triangle. Is a really good attempt. I block the shin and I get my right leg in the center to kind of split the legs. And now I'm looping out of a lasso there, I think. Yeah, and now he's being really smart. He's keeping that leg in tight, so I have to control the foot first to get that inside space, right? So now here he's moving his leg a lot. He kind of knows what I'm trying to do. I get that shin blocked out. Now, again, I make that grip change there. I got the grip change, killing the leg, and in this case, I think he's going to let go the left hand again because he kind of gets in that frozen spot. In this case, I was pushing it down towards a knee cut, but again, when you're actually in that position, the pressure is so much that guys kind of panic. So he let go to try to get out of the position, and again, I use that to get the Toreando.